Hi everyone! So I have been wanting to do this for 2 or 3 years now since I found this book at a thrift store. This is Makeup Artistry. It is a book of instructions and pictorials from 1989. There are some fantastic looks in here and I really wanted to try to do one. So I'm going to do a look from the book, and I will include a few pictures and images of the pictorial as well as I'm going through it. This look caught my eye the first time I went through it, and it's just very bright and colorful. There's color in the brows. I love the styling of it. I totally went through a very 80s phase in high school. I had gloves like that, those white gloves that I used to wear that I think belonged to my mother, and I have no idea where they are now. But I used to wear white gloves like that, tons of necklaces, like the big jewelry, lots of bag, like I did the whole thing. So I've never recreated any of the looks in this book. I am really excited to do one, and then maybe if you guys like it, maybe I will do some more, because there are some pretty cool looks in here and some kind of crazy strange looks, but I love it. This might be the weirdest one, well, in my opinion, but I'll show a couple of images as well of some of the other things that are in this book, and if anybody would like to see some more, I'm happy to oblige. So the first step, it says, is thin slices of cucumber are placed over the eyes for 2 minutes to soothe and cool skin and reduce any puffiness. Now, in lieu of cucumbers, I have these eye patches from Pixi, so I thought that I would just kind of chill out with those on for a little bit and maybe try and attempt to depuff my eyes. I'm not sure how well that's gonna go. There's no description of skincare or anything in this particular pictorial. There is information in different parts of the book about, you know, the importance of a good skin base and the different kind of products they recommend, because this seems to be a book used for makeup school back in the day. So anyway, I'm going to take these off now since they've been on for a couple of minutes, and I don't really think that they did a whole lot, but they're fun and they're cooling, and it's like a billion degrees here. Well, it's not really. It's like there's a heat warning in effect here where I am in Nova Scotia, and I think they said it could go up like above 40 degrees Celsius. Americans, that's above 104 Fahrenheit. So yeah, I don't deal very well with the heat at all. So anyway, the first step was the cucumbers. The second step, it says, light concealer covers dark patches and blemishes, especially on the eyelids where darkness is most visible. I pulled out a concealer from my collection. This is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. For some reason, I just wanted to use a pot concealer. That's where my mind went for this sort of tutorial. It's kind of strange. There's no like mention of even doing skin prep except for putting the cucumber patches on, but it says dark patches and blemishes, and I'm just taking a bit of that concealer and really targeting those spots, like my eyelids, as it suggests, where darkness is most visible, and then underneath my eyes, dark patches and blemishes. Normally I would have done primer, I would have color corrected, so I'm not sure how well this is going to work on my skin. My skin's not super bad right now, but I just tried to cover up. Okay, so my face is lightly concealed. Next step is foundation. It says, for this exotic and dramatic look, a creamy, firm foundation, half a tone lighter than the skin, is evenly applied, taking special care under the eyes. So a creamy, firm foundation, to me, I'm guessing they mean something like a foundation kind of stick, something, or maybe just like a cream foundation. I know I've seen those before in like compacts. I'm just using a sample packet of the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation, because I don't have a whole lot of foundations right now, and I think this is probably a pretty good match for me. This is the shade Shell. Since I don't have the creamy firm foundation, and I don't think this is necessarily lighter than my skin. I think like I said, I think it's a pretty good match, but I think it works. It doesn't tell how to apply. In the image, it does look like it could be a sponge. I feel like I need to live in the shower because I'm so greasy from the weather. I just hate it. I feel like I retain water and I feel very lethargic and very tired all the time in hot weather. I have to go grab a fan. I got one of my mother's old fans when I was over at her place the other day because there's no air conditioning in here. There's no ceiling fans. There's almost no way to get any kind of air circulation. I can't even keep like the doors or windows like open. Like my patio door, I can't really keep that open because Cashmere will claw at the screen and try and get out on the deck, and I'm on the 3rd floor and I don't really want her to fall off of that. I had the same experience with my old cat who fell off of this 3rd floor of this building, and yeah, not a thing I want to repeat. And also she just climbs right into the window. If the window is open, she just like nestles into the screen, which isn't cool. To prevent fine lines around the eyes from creasing and upsetting the foundation, this area is powdered and set first. So this is a step I normally don't do. I have Laura Mercier face powder. I'm sure I'm going to be a very crepey mess, but you know, we are going to do what it says. Powdered and set. I can't remember the last time I like used face powder around my eyes because my under eyes have been so crepey. So before I go forward, using long downward brush strokes, excess loose powder is removed until the face has an even, clear, matte finish. Don't press the brush too hard against the face. So by the image, it looks like there was a lot of powder kind of all over the face. I think it would be interesting to be taught from like that book in like a classroom kind of setting. So I feel like the translucent powder is just sort of like melting into the skin, and that's like a matte foundation, although I guess I am kind of greasy right now. So I'm gonna take the larger brush, and I am not pressing too hard because I don't want to press too hard like it says. Feels nice. I could honestly do this forever. This is one of my favorite things, just like a clean, soft makeup brush on your face. Just, it's so soft and so soothing. And so I feel like I have a pretty clear, even matte foundation finish now. So in the picture for step 6, where it describes to what to do with the brows, it looks like there's a lot of powder underneath the eyes, which isn't described, but I'm guessing it's because a lot of color is going on the eyelids. So that way, if it falls, you can kind of wipe it away a little bit. I'm tapping the translucent face powder so that I can get some out. It seems to be a little bit stuck. I have the book on my lap, and I'm trying to balance the book on my lap while doing the makeup thing. So this totally wasn't enough powder. I'm not trying to bake the under eye. I'm trying to get the nice powdery surface like in the picture. So I think with this you have to look a little bit at the pictures as well. I'm just gonna take the sifter out, live on the edge. That almost is gonna end badly. I feel like the translucent powder is just like absorbing. I never put powder like that underneath my eye. But I feel like for some reason today it's just seeping in. I said probably because I'm just so naturally oily today because it's so hot. Yes, I'm wearing a cardigan, blame Taylor Swift, blame insecurity, okay? That's just what it is. Okay, so step 6. Immediate shape is directed through the eyebrows with dense matte black. This gives a dominant strength and a guideline for the makeup style. Black. Black eyeshadow, good lord. Okay, so for most of the color, I'm going to use the Viseart Editorial Brights. I don't have a lot of black shadow, so I'm just going to use this one from Morphe because it was the first black matte shadow that I thought of, and it really is. Okay, it's not as scary as I thought it would be. It's not described how to apply it. It just says it's directed through the eyebrows with dense matte black. Dominant strength. Well, we can definitely say if you put black eyeshadow on your eyebrows, it's gonna be pretty dominant. It's gonna be a thing. I like the model's eyebrows are a little bit messy as well, kind of like mine. I went too far up. Yeah, I can just move that with my... I'm going to take that brush that I use for the concealer and just try and tone that down just a little bit. I am kind of bringing it up a little bit because I'm going for that dramatic look like it looks like the model has, and then I'm just, I mean, I know it doesn't say to fix anything, but whew, I just felt the urge. I hate that there's no instructions there. I am going to comb through it because I think I might have applied a little too much at the front, and I'm just trying to well, that is it. That is the makeup look. Just kidding. Can you imagine? Okay, we're trying to make them a little even. Okay, that's it. I'm a little frightened right now, to be honest. That's very intense. That's a lot of eyebrow. Okay, step 7. Matte colors from the complexion range are specially chosen for their exotic brightness and depth of tone. The inner deep set eyelid is highlighted with canary yellow. So as I mentioned, I'm going to use the Viseart Editorial Brights palette because it has all of those beautiful shades in there. And inner eyelid with yellow. So looking at the picture, it does look like it's just eyelid. It doesn't look like it's brought up too high. I just keep layering the yellow because I want it to be very intense. I didn't prime my eyes or anything, just that concealer, so I don't feel like it's as vibrant as I want it to be. Okay, 8. Bright orange is patted onto the outer eyelid in a crude block shape until the greatest strength of color is firmly settled onto the skin. The edges are smudged into the socket line and faded with yellow. All right. A crude block shape, you say? That I can do. Okay, the edges are smudged into the socket line and faded with yellow. It does seem to be a little bit winged out as well, just based on the image. It definitely looks a little bit more blended than the steps they describe, so I'm just a light bit of blending, nothing too extreme and just blending out those edges. I am blending a little bit over here, over top, because the way that my eyes are, it felt, I think it was a little creasy anyway, and the concealer wasn't going to help with my eyelids at all. Okay, I think that is pretty close to how it looks. Step 9, makeup need never be conventional and can always be new and exciting. Here, a rich purple shadow is patted into the outer eyebrow and extended towards the temple. And then jumping ahead, step 10, in the same way that a duo of color gives bold attention to the eyelid, a second toning color is used above the eye to give a winged and complementary extravagance. So, this is pretty cool. So we've got purple, so I gotta make sure I leave enough room. So I gotta look ahead and look at the picture. So it looks like pink is really on the outer corner, and then purple. So I kind of put the purple around the arch of my eyebrow. And then I will take pink. Because my eyebrows are a little bit more downturned. The model's brows kind of go out a little straighter. This is kind of crazy to me. I've never done anything like this. Okay, so purple and pink on the outer eyebrows. Purple, pink, orange, yellow. To complete the color burst and to open the outer eye corners, bright green powder is drawn along the lower lashes with a fine-tipped brush. And I'm mixing 2 shades of green together. So I mixed the 2 green shades together. I can say confidently I've never done anything like this before. Step 12, black mascara is used to add length and definition to light eyelashes. The hand is rested on a powder puff as a means of support and to protect the foundation. I'm just doing makeup on myself, so. And this is just the full spectrum CoverGirl Lash Ambition Mascara. Trying to wiggle. Okay, there is mascara. Step 13, the blusher brush is flattened to give maximum width of color to the cheekbone and hollow in one careful stroke. So the blush shade is not actually mentioned. It looks very neutral, but it's one swipe. Okay, I kind of had to do 2 on this one. And I use the smaller blush brush. This is a Sephora face contour actually, but it says to the cheekbone and hollow in one careful stroke. So I'm blending it out a little bit. I can definitely brush away the rest of the powder, which I had kind of forgotten about, except for when I saw it a little bit on my nose. Color, okay. So I just used the matte blush shade from the Kaledios Lo-Fi Duo Blusher. This is the peach one, so I just used that shade for the slightest little bit, because it doesn't even look like there's very much blush on the model's face. Number 14, we're almost done. A narrow upper lip is given extra fullness by sketching just above its outline with a bright fuchsia lip pencil. I don't have a bright fuchsia, but I have this kind of wine color that seems similar, so. Lip line is faded and the color spread by blending inwards with a tapered, firm lip brush. So I have this tapered 211 brush from MAC, which is what I'm using, and the lip liner I used was Rimmel's Lasting Finish in Wine. Perhaps not the best option. It does seem to not blend very well on my lips. Alright, and the final step, it says shimmering tinted gloss gives perfect, sumptuous sheen and unusual contrast to this youthful, modern look. So I don't really have anything, but I do have this Too Faced lipstick in Miss Thing that has that same sort of like frosted. Yeah, that worked perfectly. Frosty. And that is the completed look. I feel like you totally need the right kind of attitude with this. It really does. I'm looking at the image and I can see how much more winged like the orange shadow is compared to how it was described once I go back and reference like the images. We're just gonna, there, just a little bit more. There's like very intense model faces. There's the, is it the, and the stern. All posy and dramatic. The eyebrows are the thing that's bothering me the most because it wasn't really explained what to do and my eyebrows are different than the models, so I feel like it's the thing that kind of sticks out, but also it's an unusual place to put color. Like I feel like that's also why it looks weird to me, and I keep going to like here, I'm like, this is strange. But the orange and the yellow and the green under eye, I really like that. I'm not crazy about the frosted kind of lip thing, but I could definitely see like the green and the yellow and the orange with more of like a orangey blush. Like I'd probably go heavier on the blush obviously than this, and you know, actually contour and highlight, and I'm not sure what I would do for a lip color, but I think I will do this orange, yellow, green thing, put some lashes on, because there's no eyeliner either, right? Like it's just, it is like a bold, fun look. And like it said in the description, like makeup doesn't have to be conventional, it can be whatever you want it to be, and that's, I think, a lot of fun. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out with me while I finally did a look from this book. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing any others, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.